teammate with an open lane to the rim, double tap the lob pass button to throw an alley-oop. The receiver will need to press the shot button when the meter is full to finish the oop. Need to preserve the clock late in a game? Press the lob pass button to roll the inbound in and keep the clock from counting down. You can practice mixing these up in 2KU. Get into a scrimmage to explore the ways that precise passing can dissect the defense. And don't forget to send us your best assists all year long with the hashtag 2KTVWow. So go drop those dimes and I'll see you on the next edition of Expert Tips.
All right, Team 2K TV's here in the building. We're joined by Rodney, Brian, Danny, and John. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Love the enthusiasm. Okay, so we've been talking about what builds to make that can accommodate each other. We had a couple rough losses last year, so who's running point guard this year?
That is me, Chris. This year I am a 6'3" point guard with a 6'7" wingspan. I'm known as a diamond outside scorer, but when we play together, I'm more like Westbrook without the rebounding because John gobbles them all up. But normally I'm trying to dish out assists and get dunks. I try to make sure I focus on playmaking, so my passing's pretty high and my dribbling's pretty high so I can get to the rack and dish out to you guys. Defense, I didn't put a whole lot there, so my steals are around 89. I try to get steals, but my perimeter defense is just a 70, so I do get beat off the dribble quite a bit. So thanks for John being there to have my back and get those blocks. So yeah, that's pretty much my point guard.
So this year, I had to get back to my scoring roots because we needed some more points on the board. So I made a 6'6" two-guard, 201 pounds with a 6'9" wingspan. Now the nice thing about this player is that he's a two-way, three-level scorer. So I have a ton of perimeter defense to stop some of the guards that like to dribble and try to sauce us, and I can also score from anywhere on the court. Three-pointers, mid-range, driving, it's all there. It's a jack of all trades, and I like to compare this build to like a young Kobe, which I really like to play as in 2K. So this build's pretty lethal. But enough about my build because he's phenomenal. Brian, you also created a guard, so we're running 3 guards this year?
Yeah, so I'm running with a 6'8", 230-pound point guard. It is a point guard just like Rodney's build, but I'm kind of labeling this as more of a point forward build. I have a massive 7'4" wingspan, and you kind of look across the board. My attributes are pretty well balanced, so I can do a little bit of everything. The archetype is a 3-level shot creator, so whether it's inside, mid-range, or 3-point scoring, I kind of have a little bit of everything. And then one thing I really love is the rebounding. 91 offensive rebounding, 78 defensive rebounding. Now the defensive rebounding, I leave that all up to John because I can't steal boards from him anyways. But offensive rebounding, I can get a lot of boards. And with me and John and Danny also on the glass, we are able to protect the paint pretty well. So again, I can move around the court, do a little bit of everything, and just kind of fill in whatever holes needed on the team.
I love it, because I can't rebound, Rodney can't rebound, but we have 3 rebounders on the team, and we have another big on the inside with Danny's build.
For sure, Chris. I got a 98 defensive rebounding. He's 6'9", 7'5" wing, 248 pounds, not getting muscled out of nowhere because he's on both sides of the floor, finishing strong inside, and a strong defensive presence with a 90 block. So I've got the wingspan to affect things on both ends, and it's perfect for whatever kind of team style we want to run each game.
And of course, the man in the middle, the anchor to our team. John, I know you got something special whipped up this year.
The biggest, the baddest, the tallest, the longest. Anything I could do to make this big, even bigger, I did it. Danny coming over from the guard position from last year, trying to encroach on my paint, I don't think so. These are my rebounds, my blocks. The build says that it's a two-way break starter. I take the ball, I kick it out, I start the break, and we get wins.
I like the sound of that, John, because you know I'm going to be shooting and putting up a lot of shots this year.
And I'll catch them and send them right back to you.
You're acting like I'm going to miss some. I don't like this little rift we have going on. I'm going to make most of my shots this year. Badges are extremely important this year on every build. So how are you guys applying the badges to your My Player that makes the difference out there? Rodney, let's start with you.
For me as the point guard, I like using the dimer badge because it allows me to give my teammates a boost as they shoot the shot after I pass it to them. So I try to give them a little boost so I can get that assist. My real go-to is the quick first step because it allows me to explode out of that triple threat and then attack the basket.
Now for my player, I'm going to be driving a lot. So 2 badges that I specifically love on this build is Gold Posterizer and also a little bit of Bully, because when you're driving to the paint, you want to knock those smaller defenders off of you. And I found for the most part that the competition at the 2 position usually are shooters and like 3-level scorers. So sometimes you won't run into a lot of defense, which
I do not with them operatives. Think I might start a monopoly. Ooh, think of my body and I believe believe, faking like you were my dear. I'm just saying, I'm a couple of beans trying to make peace in Korea.
them for that.
For me, it comes down to 2 badges. The first one being my Hall of Fame slippery off ball as a shooting badge. This badge helps me constantly get open when I'm cutting on the floor and allows me to receive a pass and right away get up and score. And then in the playmaking badges, I gotta give a huge shout out to Gold Hyperdrive, because new to 2K23, you guys have seen the Brian special in previous versions of the game, but now I have a deadly spin move that defenders just can't keep up with, and I just get really good looks at the rim.
Over at the 4, I've got 31 defensive and rebounding badges, none more important than Anchor, and I've already got it cored on Gold, and I put my hands up on defense, and it's very difficult for anyone to get by. Really helps get those defense to offensive situations going.
Down low, it's all about Rebound Chaser. You can have the rebounding skill of Ben Wallace with the size of Boban Marjanovic. I destroy down there with Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser, but the most important badges I see flashing up all the time is actually Workhorse. Whenever a loose rebound gets around, I can pick it up and sling it up court as fast as possible with that Hall of Fame break starter. Also, Needle Threader, huge help. Every time I throw one of those passes, all of you cringe. You don't have no reason to cringe. I got you. Needle Threader, it's gonna get the pass through.
All right, so there you have it. A lot of versatility in Team 2K TV's builds for 23, and you can check us out in the city. You'll find us playing on the rec, and if we're wearing these t-shirts, you'll know it's us. I'll have the 2K logo above my head, and you'll know a loss is coming your way if you match up with us. So be warned.
Yeah.
Lex.
The $250,000 My Team Unlimited tournament is back, and we want you to qualify. All you have to do is get to the Emerald tier in Unlimited by October 15th, when you'll